Kelly, thank you so much. A beautiful way to start. So one of the things I want to do today is tell you a little bit about our building here. And but to start that off with, there's something back here that you might find a little familiar behind me. I'd like to bring up the person who was divinely inspired and through her beautiful artistic talents was able to create this masterpiece, not only for our old building, but to recreate it for our new. So I'd like to invite up Christine Curtis Wilson.
Hello, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here today. Like Reverend Laura, probably going to lose it a couple times during my meaning of these windows. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read it, but with heart. When my husband John Burke and I were contemplating on how to repurpose the stained glass windows, a new name came to me: transcendence. A state of excelling, surpassing, or going beyond usual limits. That, I believe, is what we have done. From our old location to our new, we are transcending physically, mentally, emotionally, and above all, spiritually. This is what I see when I look at these windows. These 3 glass panels now in their new focal point in sanctuary, with the Science of Mind emblem being in the middle of the panels, symbolizes to me that the Science of Mind teachings of Ernest Holmes are the center of our continued growth, spiritually, mentally, and physically, in our transcendence in this new space. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. Moving into this new way of being, upwardly lifting, moving forward to a higher level than we've ever been before, and we will continue to transcend. It is my great honor, and with profound love, to have reinterpreted these transcendence stained glass panels for our beautiful new spiritual home. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.
Standing here with Christine is John. So let's give John a hand too, because he created these beautiful boxes and with the lit backlit so that we would have them to display. There was no way physically to do it in the way the windows were in the building, so we had the windows blocked off and created our own. So we're so thrilled to have transcendence. And this is just one of the many wonders of our center. You know, I've talked about this for a while. We are having a labyrinth. Now, you may look at the floor and say, there's no labyrinth here. It's in the corner. It arrived on Wednesday evening late, and so it's in the corner, and it will be installed sometime between the 13th and the 15th of this month. We had to, our contractors are just the most lovely people, amazing. New Wings Construction is the crew that did it. And they were so upset that they couldn't get it finished for us for our opening. And I kept trying to tell them everything happens in the right and perfect time. The right and perfect time, the right and perfect way, it is divinely guided and directed. And so we will have the space completed in the right and perfect time. We are planning a building dedication on January 7th. We will have everything done by then. So it's just a wonderful opportunity to relax into the process and not let it rush us, but allow it to unfold beautifully and easily and effortlessly. So there are a few things that I want to tell you just because they're important things. Bathrooms. Bathrooms are important. So we have 4 restrooms. There are 2 on each side in hallways. They are gender non-specific. They are family rooms. They are equipped for anyone who has any needs of extra support while they're in the restrooms. However, they don't have the cleaning products in there that go in the machines yet, but they do have paper towels and toilet paper and tissues and soap. So you're all good and everything's in there. We were insistent that we have touchless, after the experience we've all had for the last 3 years, that we have touchless faucets in there. And so they found a new design, which we've found to be a little problematic a bit, so I have to have instructions on how to use the faucets. There is a light on the faucet down below, and it looks like that should be your sensor, and you should put your hand there, and the water will come on, but it doesn't. It comes on when you place your hand at the front of the spigot underneath of it, just like I have in the picture there. And if you leave it run, it'll run for 2 minutes, but you can also turn it off when you're finished before that. So directions are in each bathroom. There is a knob on the top. I didn't get a very good picture of the knob. There's a knob on the top. Don't touch the knob. If you touch the knob, the water won't run. It turns it off. So just leave the knob so it's facing forward. The point of it is facing forward, and it will work beautifully. I thought you might like to see what the labyrinth's going to look like. I mean, we don't have it completed yet, but I do have a picture of the tiles and the design. So our tiles are a color called clay and a color called umber. The lines are the darker color. The major part is the clay-colored part is where you'll walk. That's the path of it. And then there's the design that it's going to be. Some people were asking where is it going to be. So if you look at the 2 center poles, you have of the 6 poles, you have 2 in the center. It's going to be centered right in between them, right there. Joe has there you go. Joe, thank you. So he's got the lights here so we can have an amazing effect when we do our labyrinth walks here. We have the spotlight right on the center, and then the lights surrounding it to give us that ambiance that we will want to have when we're doing our labyrinth walks. So we're so excited about that. So, as I said, this is a process of divine unfoldment, every aspect, every step of the way. But I have to look back at it historically, because if it was not for what happened historically with Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas, formerly known as First Church of Religious Science, we would not have the ability right now to be in this space. And so it is a testament to this long-lasting community that has brought us to this place in our evolution, right here and right now. So Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas, formerly First Church of Religious Science, Las Vegas, began in 1958. It was, our charter was signed by our spiritual founder, Ernest Holmes, in 1958. In 1963, they opened the building on Harmon. Those of you that might be familiar with that, it was 1 block east of Maryland Parkway on Harmon, our beautiful building where the stained glass hung in it for many years. And we occupied that building for 57 years. For 57 years, it was an amazing spiritual home for many, many people in the Las Vegas Valley. I know there are people in this room that grew up there. Christine is one of them. Grew up in that church as a spiritual home. We have our long-term members here. I know Fran Peterson's been here for over 30 years. Steve Douglas has been here for almost 30 years. Doug Roll has been here for close to 30 years, and there's so many more that I can't even, I don't want to forget anybody's name, so I'm not going to try to name you all. Those were just the ones that popped in my head. People that have had this be their spiritual home for decades. And we are so, so blessed by all of the support that has gone into bringing us here. If it had not been for the people that supported our previous building financially, consciously, in service, attendance, coming and having fun there, we would not be in the place where we are right now. And where we are right now is amazing. We are in this building. It is completely paid for. We have no mortgage whatsoever on our building. We do have, maintenance and things like that. We'll release all the numbers at our annual meeting at the end of February, but basically it's about $1.5 million that we had, and we still have a little bit of funds left to carry us into the next couple of years. And so we need your continued support to do that, the support that has brought us to this point already in our evolution, and allowing that to continue and grow. We're planning wonderful programs and experiences. I'm really a lot about experience. You know me, those of you that know me, I love ritual. We're going to do a ritual here in a little bit. I love to create the experience because for me, I feel God when I'm actively engaged in doing something with God. I feel that power and that presence moving through me when I am active in it. Spirituality is not passive. It is an active practice. I love the work of Michael Beckwith, and one of my favorite quotes of his is, "Rudimentary spirituality is theory, advanced spirituality is practice." If you want to transform your life, you got to practice this stuff. And so that's what we're going to be about in the coming years here, is how do we practice this? How do we bring spirituality alive inside of us? How do we bring that numinous experience that they called it when we were in ministerial school? Colleen remembers that. To feel the numinous, to feel the divine moving through us is life transforming. It is the thing that will bring me down to my knees and raise me up higher than I've ever been before. And that's what I want to provide here. And that's what the Leadership Council has totally supported us in this vision. I'd like to take a moment and just acknowledge our Leadership Council. If they would stand, I already see Fran is standing in the back. There they are, Merlon, Karen Dunphy, and where's Frazine? And Frazine Jasper. That's your current Leadership Council. Thank you, ladies. If you have ever served on a Leadership Council for this organization, would you stand, please? This is the support that has brought us to this place. These are the people who have made decisions with how we conduct ourselves financially, how we are in this community. These are the shoulders that we're standing upon. These are the people. I'm honored to stand on the shoulders of ministers that have come before me, starting with Barclay Johnson back in the 1958. What a wonderful man, and all of the other ministers that have gone on since him, and ending with Reverend Doug Fogelsong, that was our previous minister before I came on. And then we had our interim ministers, Reverend Claire and Reverend Colleen here, who held the community together in between the transition of having senior ministers. These powerful spiritual beings have built a community here with you. They have co-created what the experience is of Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, and they have brought us to this point. These are the beloved people that we have to thank for what we have to hear today. And there's so many more people that have served, I know, that are not present with us today. And I just want us to bring their essence and presence into this space, because it's important to remember our roots. It's important to remember where we came from. And it's important to have that in our mind so that we can move forward into the future of what we are becoming here. You know, we have this wonderful opportunity with this blank canvas of a floor to do one more ritual. Back when we purchased the building in 2022, we signed and closed on the building in June of 2022. I brought everybody here. I gave everybody a white stone, which is from the book of Revelations. If you're not familiar with that, God will write your name on a white stone and you will be known as the divine. We wrote on white stones, underneath this concrete are 75 white stones with blessings for our community. I buried them before they poured the concrete, before they put the foundation down. So we are the foundation of this church, literally are the foundation of this church. And then in July of 2023, as the walls were being framed, I brought the practitioners in. We got here at 7 in the morning because it was July. And we wrote on every single stud in the walls of this church blessings and wishes and words of power to infuse the walls of this place. And so you are surrounded by the consciousness of our beloved practitioners and ministers here at our center. You can almost feel the vibration of it moving through the walls. And so today we have an opportunity to do one more ritual here. Clay T, would you go down to the teen rooms and get the teens? Go down to the teen room and get the teens. I don't see them yet. I want to invite our teens to come in and join us for this ritual. We have our youth room set up. We had no children attending today, but if you know people who have children and would love for them to have some kind of spiritual connection, positive affirmations, positive growth, positive experiences in life, please encourage them to bring the children here. We have a beautiful room set up, provided by the donations of this community. And so it's getting there. Come on in, folks. Get everybody in here. I see some people that we haven't seen in a while. Wonderful. Welcome. If you did not get a pen when you walked in this room, please raise your hand. You need to have a marker. It needs to be a marker. One somewhere. If you didn't get a marker, raise your hand. Our ushers will come by and give you one. Here come our teens. Come on in, guys. And girls, and boys and girls, and all of the others. Find a seat. You know, we're going to do something that you don't normally get to do. In fact, most times people will yell at you for doing it. You guys find a seat? There's some in the back against the wall if you can't. All right. Over the last several months, different groups of us have been in the process of visioning. Visioning is one of our spiritual practices where we go into deep meditation and we ask questions that evoke a response from spirit. And then we talk about what comes through in our visioning. And so I've put together a little word cloud here of some of the ideas that have come through in visioning for who we are becoming. The words that are the largest are the words that came up the most. And so you can see here, connection is powerful. Unity, peace, and love. Growth. These are the ideas that are being evoked in this amazing spiritual community. I'm going to take you into just a little brief contemplation, and I want you to see what is coming up inside of you for our spiritual community. What words of power, what inspirational ideas, what do you want to see here? What is your wish for our community? What is it that you are knowing is happening right here and right now? And so just turn within. I do this by closing my eyes and taking in a nice breath. And I just allow my shoulders to drop as I relax into this moment. And then tapping into my heart center. I think of that as the place behind my sternum, where my lungs move in and out, where my heart beats. I feel the connection most deeply there. And so knowing that there is only this one power, presence, one creative love intelligence, I consciously connect with it right here and right now. And I feel it moving through me on my breath, carried throughout my body, on my blood. I feel it filling up every cell of my being and transcending my skin into an outward expression. I feel it in the connection that I feel with other people. Smiles on their faces, the warm hugs, greeting from across the room. I know that presence as life, as love, as peace and purpose. And so sitting in this atmosphere of this divine connection, I simply ask the question, what is the highest idea for Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas? What is wanting to be here now for us? And as any ideas, words, or thoughts, pictures, images come up in your mind, take your marker and bend over and write it on the floor. Go ahead and do that right now. Write on the floor with the marker. If you want to stand up and move to a different spot, you're welcome to do that. I tried it. I could bend over and do it. I can squat down and do it. I can get it down. Just find a place. You might even have to just stretch a little bit, and you'll be able to write it on the floor. If you can't do it, raise your hand, and we'll get somebody to write it for you. What is wanting to unfold here at Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas? Writing too big. If more than one word comes to you, write that down too. All right, as you return to your seats, just close your eyes again. Going back in consciousness. Ask yourself, what is it that I want for this community? What is that quality? What is that purpose? What is that experience that I want for this community? And when that becomes clear to you, write it on the floor. Not on the walls, please. Only on the floor. If you're called to, you can come up and write it up here on the platform too. I'm totally open to that. What do you want for this community? And one more final question for you. One more question. What am I willing to give to make this happen? What am I willing to give to have the highest and greatest good of this center unfold in our experience here? What am I willing to do? What am I willing to give? What am I willing to be? Definitely not on the walls. So as I said at the beginning, this would not be possible without each and every one of you and everyone who has come before us as a member, as a friend, as a practitioner, as a minister of Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, formerly known as First Church of Religious Science. We would not be here now without that. Each one of the people that we have served have supported us in one way or another. Many of the people have taken responsibility of the place in their leadership roles. Everyone has supported us financially through their gifts, their tithes, our offerings, their ways of service, and everything that has gone into this moment. So therefore, this building right here, right now, is your building. You are the owners of Center for Spiritual Living. One of the phrases that came up in visioning a while back was, "We are host, not guest." There's a whole different attitude when we take ownership of this place, when we take responsibility for everything that happens here. We have Justin Vogel here as our music director, has also agreed to take care of cleaning the place, because he knows that this is a place that he wants to have look in a way that makes him feel good about being here. And so he's taking on that responsibility. If you, like Justin, are a little off and like to clean, I'm just saying, Justin would gladly accept your help in that. So we're not doing it today because we have some other things going on, but normally after service on Sundays, we'll get together and just do a quick cleanup of the place to make sure it looks beautiful for everyone. But as I said, you are the owners of this place. This doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to the Leadership Council. It belongs to our community, our Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas community. So for one final thing, put your name on the floor. I want to see your names written on the floor because you are the owners of this place. Whether this is your first time or your 330th time, please put your name on the floor of this building. anytime in the next 2 weeks, today and next Sunday, if there's anything else that occurs to you that you think needs to be put on this floor, you are welcome to write it on there. We're going to leave the pens here, and you can write it down. The floor will be covered after next Sunday, but will be bare again on the on the 10th, on the coming Sunday. So anything that occurs to you, you'd like to write it down. If you think of something and you can't get here to write it down, send it to me in an email or let one of the rest of us know, and we will make sure it gets written on our floor, because there is something really powerful about infusing a space with our energy. And our words have power. Whether they are spoken out loud, whether they are written down, whether they are just known in consciousness, there is a movement of spirit into fruition as we speak these words. And so right now, we are going to do my most favorite way of speaking our word. I invite any licensed, CSL licensed minister or practitioner to stand and surround us. If you stand on this side, just watch out for the tables. I have been waiting a long time to be able to do this. This is what we call chamber prayer. And each one of these beloveds is going to speak their prayer aloud, all at the same time. It becomes a cacophony of spiritual essence moving through us. And so when you are ready, let's begin. And so in this moment, I know that there is only one power, one presence, one divine creative source of all. I know that one as God, as that creative love intelligence that has brought forth everything into existence, that is the isness, the allness, the fullness of all life. I know that right here and right now, happening right here and right